Hey Merfolk fans, I'm Joe. Thanks very much for joining me today. If you'd like to support my channel, please check out the link to my Patreon page in the upper right hand corner. I'm here with a replay of a modern queue. It's not a league, just a single match. I'm testing my Simic Merfolk, having a ton of fun. Remember, nothing's finalized. I'm just sort of testing out a few different cards. We've got Kumena Speaker, we've got Merfolk Branchwalker, really aggressive with Metallic Mimic. If you feel like Collected Company is the way to go when you're running green, please, by all means, test it out. It'd be even, more awesome if you could make a post on Reddit sharing your experience, or even record some videos and show us, how Collected Company is doing for you. I personally didn't like it. I didn't spend a ton of time tweaking my Collected Company list because the card just felt that bad in Merfolk that I just immediately wanted to abandon it. All right, so that being said, I'm here with my really aggressive Simic Merfolk list. Let's have a look at the opening hand. So this is solid, especially on the draw. We're going to get another card. The opponent kept, and I'm going to keep. Arid Mesa probably means burn. Sacred Foundry untapped. And Monastery of Spirit all point towards this being burn, probably Naya burn. So we go down to 19, taking a hit from Swift Spear. Branchwalker is pretty nice. We can't really do anything right now, so I think we'll just play the Botanical Sanctum and pass back to the opponent. Wooded Foothills, going straight to combat. Swift Spear cracking in for 1, and what's the follow-up here? Fetching a mountain and playing Eidolon of the Great Revel. All right, so that card is really annoying. It would have been great if we had a turn 1 Aether Vial. We did not. Another Branchwalker is pretty good. Let's see. I think I might bounce the Swift Spear here. Burn is often sort of low on lands. I'm going to take 2 by playing the Harbinger, but if the opponent wants to replay Swift Spear, they're going to have to take 2 also. We're both very aggressive decks, and Eidolon doesn't necessarily just work out in the opponent's favor. By making them replay their spells, we're forcing them to damage themselves as well. So, seems like the play here. Get a body on the table. Lose 2 life, unfortunately, but the opponent has lost life to their fetches already. All right, so immediately back with the Swift Spear. Opponent takes the 2 that I was mentioning, and let's see. Lava Spike is going to buff the Swift Spear, unfortunately making blocks poor for us this turn. Lava Spike takes me down to 13. Losing another 2 takes the opponent down to 12. And my life total is going to continue to tick lower, going down to 11. Mutavault is okay. We don't mind having lands here. Now, the opponent missed their land drop. I just realized recently that Burn only plays, I guess pretty similar to my list, Burn only plays 2 Sacred Foundries. It's their only access to white mana. And we have 2 breeding pools in this list to be fetched off of all of our fetch lands. So this turn, I mean, this Eidolon is really backing us up, right? If I just play a creature out here, I'm really, really open to Searing Blaze, things like that. The opponent can keep burning me out. If instead I hit their white mana, I might have a chance to dig myself back into this game. If they somehow get stuck on 1 red mana, even though we're going to be taking damage from Eidolon, we might be able to get a couple lords on the table. So that was the plan. I really felt up against the wall here. I played my Cavern rather than Mutavault because it might be the case that we want to play 2 double blue spells next turn. So I'm going to take 2 off Spreading Seas. I go down to 9 and hit another Branchwalker. Those guys are great, but they're a little less great when we're taking 2 damage to cast them each time. All right, so, okay, opponent goes for Skullcrack. They're going to take another 2 damage to cast that. Looks like they might not have that land drop still. Prowess trigger here, Eidolon trigger there, and then Skullcrack. Life total goes down to 6. And in what looked like a huge misstep in my eyes, the opponent gets in with the Eidolon. Maybe they felt that given their hand, given the fact that I'm at 6, that they should really start pressuring me. But this is a really easy trade. I mean, if you know anything about Merfolk, you know that they play a ton of 1-drops and 2-drops and 3-drops in some decks. So Eidolon pretty much hits everything because mana costs 3 or less, and I can't really cast spells with that guy on the table. So super duper happy to get him off the table. And well, there's a Mimic, so let's try to get some things rolling here. Play the Mutavault. I'm going to start with the Mimic. Always correct to lead with that guy because you want to make all your other creatures bigger. There's the Branchwalker. Enters as a 4/3 because of the Mimic and the Explorer revealing a Lord on the top. Now, I already have 2 Lords in hand. I'd sort of prefer something else, maybe a Spell Pierce off the top, or I don't even know what I want at this point. Silvergills, draw a card. Harbinger to bounce this guy would be pretty good. With only 1 red mana, making the opponent use it to get the Swiftspear back on the board is actually pretty solid. So let's put that Lord in the graveyard. We don't need 3 Island Walk Lords in hand. Okay. I'm sorry, let's just check. I think the opponent suspended a Rift Bolt, which means they can't attack into our board here. So we're doing a good job stabilizing, and I think that might be it, because if we play a Lord now, it's going to be 3/5, and yeah, I think we've got this. So let's get that Lord out, activate the Mutavault. We've got 3, 3, and 5. Adds up to 11. So yeah, pretty solid. So opponent goes to -1. Branchwalker really aggressive, getting the counter from Metallic Mimic and its own counter from Explorer, entering as a let's see, 4/3 instead of a 3/2, and then getting buffed by the Lord with Island Walk for 5 points. Let's see if this had entered as a 2/1, and see if Metallic Mimic was like a Silvergill or something. It might not have quite gotten there. Definitely liking the extra power from Merfolk Branchwalker and all the +1 counters from Mimic. So game 1 to Merfolk. Look away, please, if you don't want to see the match result. I'm going to click out of this window now. Okay, I'm back with game 2 against Burn. I'll be on the draw. This is good enough. We love seeing Dispel. We love seeing Aether Vial against Eidolon. Helps us get things on the table without losing life. 3 lands is a little bit much, but we've got some creatures. We've got a counterspell. We've got an Aether Vial. Inspiring Vantage. Lavamancer, never happy to see that guy. But don't be too afraid of him, because it can be hard for Burn to get so many spells in the graveyard that they can always get value off of him. So definitely not happy to see the Lavamancer, but not that afraid. Now, Kumena Speaker is excellent. It's going to make our Aether Vial that much more efficient. Just open up with Island into Aether Vial. Save some life for the time being on our fetches. Opponent takes 2 from Stomping Grounds. Looks like they're going to get in with that Lavamancer. A little aggressive. If I had a Harbinger, I might bounce that guy. Ooh, a second Lavamancer. And a Lava Spike to get their graveyard going. So, you know, a second Lavamancer looks intimidating, but following on the logic I was using previously, they can't really get too much stuff in their graveyard. They only have 3 cards in hand right now. So having 2 Lavamancers, I suppose if they untap, play a land, cast 2 spells, maybe they can... I don't know, maybe they can get both of these guys online, but 2 of them, really not that much scarier than 1 of them. I'm much more afraid of things like Searing Blaze than a double Grim Lavamancer. So this turn, pretty easy choice for me, I think. Actually, no, I take that back. It was not an easy choice. I had to weigh whether I wanted to play a creature or leave up mana for Dispel. Now, having this Kumena Speaker as a 2/2, that can surprise and attack with Lavamancer. The opponent did attack with Lavamancer the previous turn. So maybe he'll do it again. I can throw Kumena Speaker in if the opponent... Maybe they'll get in with both Lavamancers, so they won't be able to activate. And I've got I've got Dispel backing up the Speaker, so I decided to go with that line. It's pretty conservative, but at the same time, playing out a creature on my turn just means that they would have played a spell and then burnt the creature on their turn. I have to respect the Lavamancers a little bit. The opponent is getting in. I guess it does make sense for the burn player to get in. I don't think many people know about Kumena Speaker yet, so a surprise 2/2. Opponent might have been expecting a trade with a 1/1, but instead it looks like I'm going to be able to eat one of these Lavamancers. Go to blocks. Throw the Speaker in front of that Lavamancer. The opponent has something, so Atarka's Command. He's going to try to do 3 damage to me and buff his creatures +1. So I'd still be trading with one of the Lavamancers, but fortunately, I have Dispel. So that was huge because I prevented 4 points of damage coming through, 1 extra on the buff for the Lavamancer and 3 to my face, and I'm going to get to eat his Lavamancer. This was a huge value turn, and I get to get a tapped breeding pool at the end of the turn. All right, so things looking up for us. The opponent's graveyard is getting full over there, so Lavamancers might start hurting us. Silvergill's pretty nice, but I'm going to lead with Mimic. And I'll go ahead and play the Silvergill here because with this extra land in hand, we could draw another counterspell, and we do. So, I mean, we're getting exactly what we want here, seeing the deck run like a machine. The Silvergill Adept enters as a 3/2 on turn 3. It's pretty excellent. It feels a little bit closer to a Branchwalker now. And yeah, I'll go. I think I fetched an island to keep up Dispel, and I'll get in with Kumena Speaker for 2. Opponent's going to take this opportunity right now to pop one of my creatures. Now, this has been sort of the case in general so far in my testing, is that the opponent will tend to remove the creature that the Mimic buffed rather than the Mimic itself. In a certain sense, I guess makes sense because they want to reduce damage, but this guy's just going to keep making people bigger and bigger. So Silvergill down, and nothing else for the opponent's turn. It looks like he's missing a land drop again. I didn't have to use our Dispel that turn. All right, another Silvergill Adept, setting us up for another solid turn. I think I'm going to go with another Mimic. Enters as a 3/2. This time I'll go with the Lord. The Lord enters as a 4/4. Is now bolt proof because of the 2 Mimics. And we have Dispel backup. So this is a 2-turn clock. Very, very easily a 2-turn clock. Swing for 6, opponent goes down to 10. He's going to, let's see, he bolted my face rather than going after any of my creatures. I chose not to use the Dispel in that case because I really just want to protect my board. It's okay if the opponent takes out this Mimic at this point with the Lavamancer because, as I said, it's an easy turn 2 clock. He's going to get hit for 6 right now. And then next turn, even if he kills this Mimic with the Lavamancer, we've still got 11 power on board after that, between the Speaker, the Mimic, and the Lord. So the opponent scooped at that point. So what looked like a pretty scary opening of a double Lavamancer, things like Atarka's Command, Lightning Bolt. He had a Lava Spike. Yeah, we just completely overpowered him. So you guys can see why I've been enjoying this list. It just feels, in the early turns, it feels so electric. It feels like, you know, I've got 1-drops and 2-drops. They're all really big and powerful, and then the counter magic backing it up. Lords with Island Walk, just they can't do anything about it. Let me know your thoughts. I've been doing pretty well against Naya Burn so far in my testing. So one example of a match where the list felt pretty good. I think I'm gonna be bringing in Natural State against Naya Burn because they're either playing Shrine of Burning Rage or Eidolon, and some lists actually bring in Ensnaring Bridge from the sideboard. So having access to artifact removal or enchantment removal for Eidolon seems pretty good. So that's it. Please tune in for the next video where I'll just be showing you another modern queue where I'm testing out this Simic Merfolk list. If you'd like to support my channel, please check out the link to my Patreon. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in that next video.